Right then folks, please excuse the voice because I do believe I've come down with a severe case of man flu. So anyway, here we go. A TV licence here in the UK costs £159 or £53.50 if you got a black and white television. If you don't pay that TV licence, you could get a criminal record, and in the past people have actually been incarcerated, thrown into prison along with murderers, rapists, burglars and wrong-uns basically. The authorities have deemed you bad enough to be locked up with these vile scum, which is disgusting. There is a campaign at the moment online where the organisers are looking to decriminalise not paying your TV licence because it's ridiculous. Now, I don't pay the TV licence. I have no shame in admitting it. I don't even watch TV. I think terrestrial TV is shite. You don't get value for money with the BBC. If you're watching Match of the Day, you get the highlights, and your TV licence money goes into the pockets of BBC celebrities who hate you if you're a Brexit supporter, if you vote too conservative, if you're patriotic, if you're an English nationalist, or have an ounce of common sense about you. They hate you, and they write this on their Twitter account. People like historian Dan Snow who lied to his kids about female Spitfire pilots in World War II, and Gary Lineker. We all know what Gary Lineker is all about. He is one hateful, woke lefty who's thick as mince and claims he was the victim of anti-black racism, if you remember that one. Of course, the BBC itself is biased. It's not impartial. It was pro-Remain during the Brexit referendum. It said absolutely nothing positive about President Donald Trump. And it's run by Guardian-reading upper middle-class snobs who think they know better than us and want to tell us what to think rather than how to think. So that's what we're dealing with the BBC. And so the latest value for money nonsense being spewed by the BBC is to give Shemima Begum her own podcast. Now, just to remind you, Shemima Begum is the ISIS bride who ran off to join the Islamic terrorists when she was, I think she was 15, wasn't she? And interestingly, the lefties, when it comes to Shemima Begum and Greta Thunberg, at the same age, they're saying Shemima Begum had no idea what she was doing. Yet Greta Thunberg, her word is law, and she's very wise. So anyway, Shemima Begum is the ISIS bride who said that when she saw her first severed head, it didn't faze her at all. And she only had second thoughts about joining ISIS once it failed, and she doesn't really regret it. It said that she was a member of the all-female religious police. She pointed AK-47 rifles at women who wore red shoes, and she helped to sew in suicide bombers into their vests. And so, because of all that, I don't really want her back in the United Kingdom. She can stay where she is now to rot, because she's too much of a risk. Who's to say that she's a secret sleeper cell ISIS member who, when she's here in her social housing enjoying her wealth of benefits, then one call from an ISIS commander, she goes and blows somewhere up. Innocent people dead. I can't have that on my conscience. I know what the lefties are like, they don't care. But for the BBC to spend TV licence money at a time like this, especially, there's a cost of living crisis, on this would-be terrorist, to have her say, I think it's disgusting, it's deplorable. And it's just yet another reason to scrap the TV licence and put the BBC under private ownership. If they want money, they can bloody well have adverts like everyone else. I can't believe it's the law in this country to pay the BBC all this money, and it goes into the pockets of people like Gary Lineker, who, despite having a warning from the top brass at BBC, he's still publishing misinformed, ill-advised, left-wing political opinions on his Twitter, and he's getting away with it. I'm all for free speech, but if you work for the BBC and the BBC advertises itself as impartial, then that big-eared goon should toe the line, shouldn't he? And now this, giving Shemima Begum a voice. Ugh, disgusting. I'm just really glad I don't pay my TV licence, and I urge you all to do the same as well. Just bin it. Because you don't get value for money, and the BBC hates you if you're not a lefty. Fact. So there we go. That's my video. Hope you like. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, apologies for my voice. And until the next time, have a great day. Look after yourselves. and Roger Trout.